Hey guys, so today I'm going to be explaining the elimination method for systems of equations. So when you think about the word elimination, what are some things that come to your mind? Okay, when I think of the word elimination, I think of things like getting rid of or canceling out or even removing. Okay, so elimination means that you're going to be removing or getting rid of something. Okay, so if we jump right into the example, we have a system of equations, which we said was two or more equations. So our first equation is 7x minus y equals negative 10. And then our second equation is negative 7x plus 5y equals negative 6. So here we have our system of equations, right? So elimination says that we want to eliminate a variable. Okay, how do we eliminate a variable? Well, we would eliminate a variable by adding our two equations together. Okay, let's just take a look to see what would happen when we add our two equations together. Also, I just want to add that when it comes to elimination, you want to make sure that your variables are lining up. So like your x's need to line up with each other, your y's need to line up with each other, and your constants need to line up with each other. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and add. We'll start with negative 10 plus negative 6. That gives us negative 16. Then we're going to go ahead and add negative y plus 5y, which would give us 4y. Then we want to go ahead and add positive 7 plus negative 7. Well, that would give us 0. Okay, so what we've done is we've just eliminated the x variable, okay? And the reason why we want to do that is because now we can solve for y, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and erase the 0 here because it's not needed, okay? So now I am in a position to where I can find y by solving an equation, okay? So the equation is 4y equals negative 16. Well, to find y, we would just divide both sides by 4. Okay, so that has now canceled out, and then we would just have y equals, well, negative 16 divided by 4 is negative 4. So what we have done is we have just figured out one of our variables. Remember, the goal of a system of equations is to find x and to find y. So we have found y. So we're going to put a negative 4 there. Okay, so now how do we go about finding x? Well, we would find x by taking one of our original equations and substituting substituting y with negative 4, okay? I'm going to choose my first equation. I'm going to choose the 7x minus y. I'm going to rewrite it over here. 7x minus y equals negative 10. Okay, so I just chose the first equation, and we said that y equals negative 4, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take negative 4, and I'm going to put it over here, okay? Sorry, it's not coming up entirely on my screen, but it would look like this. 7x minus negative 4 equals negative 10. So now we are in a position to solve for x, okay? First thing we want to do is we want to address this double negative here. When you subtract a negative, what happens? It becomes a plus. It would become 7x plus 4 equals negative 10, right? So then now we can just solve for x. We would start by subtracting 4 from both sides. That 4 would cancel out. We would bring 7x down, bring down our equal sign, and then we would do negative 10 minus 4, which is negative 14. Okay, and then to solve for x, we're going to divide both sides by 7. Cancel out the 7, we would get x equals negative 2. Okay, so now we have found x and we have found y. Okay, and remember the final answer is going to be written as a solution, so I'm going to put it right here in the corner. we write our x first, and then we would write our y second, okay? So this is our solution, and this is our final answer. All right, I'm gonna do one more example. Okay. So what happens when we have a problem like this? That is 3x plus 2y equals negative 13. And then the second equation is 3x plus 4y equals 1. All right, so when we first see this, remember this is elimination method, which means that we want to eliminate by adding, right? Well, if we were to try to add this equation, let's see what would happen. Negative 13 plus 1 is negative 12. 2y plus 4y is 6y. 3x plus 3x is 6x. Okay, so we're in a little bit of a pickle here because we have not eliminated a variable, okay? So what that means is we need to go back and we need to go ahead and manipulate some numbers to put us in a position to eliminate a variable, okay? So the first thing you want to ask yourself is, which of these variables can I eliminate? Well, I can eliminate the 3x and the 3x. How would I do that? Well, I would do that by multiplying one of these equations by a negative 1. Why negative 1? Why did I decide to multiply by negative 1? Well, I decided to multiply by negative 1 because if I multiplied 3x times negative 1, it would give me negative 3x. So it would give me negative 3x minus 2y equals 13. Okay, so all I did was I multiplied this first equation by negative 1 to get this. Okay, so we're gonna just kind of like block this part out and rewrite the second equation. Watch what happens. So now that I have a negative in front of our 3x, we can go ahead and add. So this would now give me 14. This would give me 2y, and this would give me 0. So now I have eliminated my x's. I have eliminated my x variables. And remember, with a 0, we don't need to write it. So I am in a position to solve for y, okay? And so I would solve for y by dividing both sides by 2. Cancel out, so now get y equals 7. Okay, so in order to find the value of x, I would take y equals 7. I would put it back into my original equation, whichever one you choose. Let's go ahead and choose the second equation. So this equation. So it's 3x plus 4y equals 1, and we said y equals 7. Okay, so I had it rewritten over here. I decided to use this equation. So that means I'm going to take 7 and I am going to substitute it for y. And so it would look like this. 3x plus 4 times 7 equals 1. Okay. So then now I'm in a position to solve for y. I'm sorry, to solve for x. So equals 1. 4 times 7 is 28. 3x. Then I would want to subtract 28 from both sides. 28 then cancels out. 1 minus 28 is negative 27. 3x. Then I would want to divide both sides by 3. Now I get x equals negative 9. And so now I have found my x and my y, and then lastly I would want to write my solutions as negative 9 and 7. And that is my final answer. Okay? Thanks for watching.